Cycle Drag Universe. Thanks for stopping back once again. We are here, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Sin City. We were just here 6 months ago, but now it's a new season. It's round number 2 of the 2021 NHRA Tour, and we've got so much to talk about. If you couldn't be here, and I know a lot of you couldn't because of COVID restrictions, do not worry. We're gonna take you on a quest. We're gonna take you on our journey, and we've got so many questions to answer, especially when you talk about the Pro Stock Motorcycles this weekend. Remember, at the opening race, Angelle Sampey went 200 miles an hour on her brand new Vance & Hines 4-valve Suzuki, but guess who won the race? Matt Smith with his V-twin. There's a lot to talk about there. Another big storyline. For the first time since I can remember, there's only 13 motorcycles on the property. Now, there's good reason for that. Gianna Salinas is recovering from COVID. Joey Gladstone, Chris Bostic are recovering from crashes. We wish them well. Eddie Krawick and Andrew Hines are still out after losing Harley Davidson as a sponsor. We're gonna get you all the inside information you need. Sit back, relax, and come along with us. Let's go, Cycle Drag. Let's bring you guys up to speed. We're picking up right where we left off in Gainesville. After 2 sessions, your defending champion, Matt Smith, is #1. But he had problems last session. Couldn't get down the racetrack. We'll see what happens here in session number 3. Also, a big change to his program. Chip Ellis is back, representing Rob Bush Motorsports. Great to see Chip Ellis back out here in the Pro Stock Motorcycle class. Angie Smith's bike getting a tune-up as well. Remember, Angie won this event back in October. She's looking to repeat. Major changes between Gainesville and Vegas, too, for former champion Jerry Savoie. They switched to the brand new Hayabusa body. In fact, it's their body. They own the mold, but they didn't have it on for the Gator Nationals. Jerry said he didn't want to run it until he had it available to the rest of the field. They also had a 2-valve in. They wanted to stick with what they knew. Now they have switched to the brand new Vance & Hines 4-valve. After the performance that Angelle Sampey put on in Gainesville, it's clear the 4-valve has massive potential. But like anything else new, there's also a steep learning curve. Jerry's teammate, Karen Stoffer, has decided to go with the 2-valve for this race. Karen, there's only 2 Suzukis left running 2 valves, but it certainly doesn't seem like it's slowing you down here. You're mid-pack, you're very fast. What are your thoughts on this 2-valve, 4-valve situation we got going on?
Well, you know, I think that ones with the 4 valves are still trying to look at it and fine-tune it. I definitely think they're a little bit faster, but you know, Timmy and the War team over here, Jerry, Tim, and the War team have given me a good fast bike with the 2 valves, and they've done some work to them. And you know, I'm just riding, and I'm riding a good bike, so I'm feeling good about being competitive. I think as the season goes on, I think we're going to see a little bit more change and separation. And who knows, maybe at that point in time I may have a 4-valve. I don't know, but right now I'm really happy with my 2-valve. She's fast. We're competitive, and what I can do with my motor, maybe I'll be able to do with the reaction and the riding.
Excellent. Can't wait to watch you here in final qualifying. One thing I got to ask you about, when you pulled up, I almost thought it was Steve Johnson for a second. Your wrap looks exactly like Steve's. What was the story here? Is it an homage? Is it a tribute to Steve?
Intended, and I'm going to have to tell everybody out there who's watching this, if you see the pictures online, I think NHRA has already posted it and put Steve Johnson's name. So, you know, I'm going to tell you this. Been raised with Steve Johnson a little bit. He grew up in my hometown. Let's just call it maybe a tribute to Steve. Wasn't intended, but that's what it became. It's a tribute to Steve Johnson.
There you go. I'm in the pit area of the veteran, fast Freddie Camarena, and wait a minute, that's not a turbo, is it? No, it's just his fan cooling down his engine. Looks a lot like a turbo. Boy, that would make him go a lot faster, wouldn't it? And you want to know how long Freddie's been involved in this class? This will give you an idea. Look at this young man on the Power A trailer card. Fast Freddie has been racing in this category since 1999, and this weekend, Freddie, it's a good news, bad news situation. Bad news that there's low bike count, but good news in that you know you're going to get in this show. How exciting is that?
That's really exciting for us. Actually, it's a little bit of why we came, is that we knew there wasn't enough bikes for the field. We knew we could come and even do some testing if we needed to, because we don't get to do that a lot, and we knew we were getting in the field. So this, and we're close to home. It's one of my home tracks, let's call it. Pomona's my home. This is the second closest, so it was not that hard of a decision to come here, especially with the short field. So it makes, actually the whole team makes it a little more relaxed, because when there's 20 bikes trying to get in 16 bikes, sometimes it gets a little stressful because you want to get in, you want to do well. Here, less stress, more good.
Also means he gets show-up money and gets on TV. We'll see how he can do. And you know, these naturally aspirated racers keep a very close watch on the weather. It's 75 degrees, humidity's down. Here's the problem, look at the headwind. 10.7, 11 miles an hour. We've seen that reach 18, 19, 20 miles an hour. Those aren't the conditions they were hoping for, but it seems like it's a little variable right now. All right, we got to check in with flying Ryan Oehler, one of the hardest working men in Pro Stock Motorcycle. He's coming off his final round performance in Gainesville. That means he's #2 in points, but the weekend got off to a very inauspicious start when he went into the sand trap in Q1. Let's talk to him. Are these teams having problems with brakes? We saw this with Matt Smith in Gainesville. Let's talk to him. Flying Ryan reading plugs. Flying Ryan, so glad you're okay. First off, what happened with the brakes? What's going on with the brakes in this class?
Lack of there, you know, I mean, everybody's, you know, we run what we've always run, and occasionally you have problems. So, I mean, we had the front rotors were warped. That was a dead giveaway when we got back to the trailer and looked at that. We had a front master cylinder that was leaking out of the seal. We had fluid, you know, that was, you know, clearly somewhere around the front calipers that you can see. So we went ahead and made some changes and tightened it all up. Just made another run. They feel a lot better. The bike got out of shape, and with the headwind that's out there, it's going to be hard to pick up. Not saying that we can't. We just saw a couple bikes pick up. We just got to get a good clean pass. So not going to pick up if you're way over by the wall. So we just clipped it early, gave us a chance to kind of check the brakes, save a little bit on some motor parts. So going into the last qualifier here, we're making some big changes. We're gonna go for a big Hail Mary pass to the end zone, we hope, and wind up maybe picking up a little bit. We'll see. No matter what, we're not racing for second. We're not racing for 7th or 6th. We're trying to race to win. So we're gonna see what it's got in it and see if we can make some good tuning decisions.
When you're heading for the sand trap and you can't get stopped, what's going through your mind?
Oh, I mean, most of it's always just keep the bike up. You want to make sure that you can try to keep the bike up. Matt did a really good job at Gainesville keeping it up. He went into the sand, pretty fast, and I tried. I got big feet. I put them down like water skis, and the problem though was there was big ruts. The way they grooved it, they probably should be manicuring the rocks better, but we're at a drag race that's intended for cars. The motorcycles at all tracks are a second thought at that, so motorcycles have to be even more cautious and careful of all the tracks you're going to and paying attention, because we have no suspension, we're 2 inches off the ground, and we're going 200 miles an hour. So you got to adapt, and you got to pay attention to your surroundings and make sure that you know what's going on, because especially winters and everybody's just getting out for the first time. The pavement changes depending upon where you're at. Of course, if you're somewhere that has cold weather, freeze thaw, you can get a big hump, that appears, or a dip, or a crack, and things can happen. So you got to really pay attention coming out first of the year. Here, I hit a big groove and then it pitched me off the bike. But you shouldn't even have to get to that point. And but the brakes, the motorcycles are going faster than they've ever gone, and the brakes haven't necessarily been upgraded. So the heavier, we're going faster, and you got to have brakes to stop. There's no way to stop these without them. The rear brake, we're going to upgrade to go to a stronger brake. Most people are relying on the force of the front brakes to stop the bike, and without them, it's going to be hard. Even motoring down, putting your feet down, dragging the anchor behind you, it don't matter. So
you don't want to do that. Keep it safe, man. Awesome. And I understand you got some new crew help this weekend. Is that Mike Mullaney in the house?
Yeah.
How'd this come about? Mike Mullaney?
Mike's a great friend, and Mike's been helping me when he can. We're working on a new project together coming up soon. You might be seeing a Buell with a new chassis out there.
Oh.
That's going to be something that's totally new. And with the word of the Vance and Hines motor also on the horizon, there may be a lot of different chassis that are coming out. So you know, Mike's a key player out there in the chassis world, and he's got a lot of new ideas, and he's a hard worker. So, and he only lives about 2 hours from me. So if I, you know, I'd like to utilize any help I can get, and he is one hell of a worker.
Can't beat that. Good luck, guys. And of course, this weekend, all eyes will continue to be on former 3-time NHRA champion Angelle Sampey. She went 200 miles an hour in Gainesville, qualified number 1, was expected to go the distance until Scotty Pollacheck put a 002 on her. Angelle trying to get the first 4-valve Suzuki win this weekend. This weekend will be a coveted opportunity for the 602 Steam Fitters team of Kelly and Chris Clontz as well. They made a big step up about 4 years ago from the bracket program at Maryland International Raceway all the way into the big show, and they will tell you just how tough it is to get qualified, to get a win. Well, they're guaranteed to get qualified this weekend. They're after that elusive win. We'll see if they can do it. What's your name, sir?
Donnie Ho, High Speed Motorsport.
Where are you from?
Temecula, California.
You watch Cycle Drag?
Yes, I do.
You are the man. And who do we have here?
This is Macon Jackson.
Where are you from?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
You watch Cycle Drag?
Well, of course.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Well, I'm sure most of you have heard there was a really scary test session recently, and we're keeping 3 riders in our thoughts and prayers. Shout out Joey Gladstone, get well soon. Shout out Chris Bostic, and also David Barron had a crash. Well, the good news for David, and not that we're not keeping you in our thoughts and prayers, because we are, but you're here, you're competing on your brand new motorcycle. David, we were also worried about you. Everything okay? No damage or anything?
I'm fine. Bike, you know, as you can see, has minor damage, but other than that, it was a good test session. You know?
Next. All your friends.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Appreciate it, Red Baron. That's awesome. We told you those Cycle Drag stickers are good luck. Join me in wishing good luck to the Red Baron as he continues on as a brand new motorcycle owner out here on the NHRA Tour. Well, Dave, we forgot one more special shout out.
Chris Bostic, I hope you're doing fine. He took a hard spill, and him and Joey both, we just wanted to give you a shout out.
Get well. Well, Cory Reed's one racer with a brand new 4-valve and a Hayabusa body, and we got to commend Cory on making the trip here, because after the Darlington disasters, a lot of people, including myself, thought you wouldn't see Reed Motorsports here. And I'll tell you, this class would really be hurting without these 2 motorcycles. Then that'd be down to 11.
I got it over here already. You good? Yeah.
That's high quality H2O right there. What's that sticker finish?
Suzuki pays 500 a race.
Big contingency, big contingency.
Big things to come.
Big contingency. Cory, could you please say that one more time?
Said if Jack didn't do such a good job, I wouldn't support it.
Thank you, man. You see, you complimented me off camera. I said I got to turn it back on. We'll take all the compliments we can get. Hey, good luck to you. How's this 4-valve running?
It's so facto right now.
Good luck in the final session. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is the motorcycle that looks an awful lot like Karen Stoffer's new motorcycle. This is the veteran Steve Johnson, currently sitting 7th or 8th, John? 7th. Okay, now you said something to me very boldly on my Facebook Live. You said Steve Johnson's going to win it all this weekend. You guys had a great performance in Gainesville. You feel like you guys can do it this weekend?
We can get the bike to lead. It's going to be fast.
What's been the biggest struggle for you with this new 4-valve?
Getting it to lead.
Getting it to lead.
Before we used to have great front half. Now we got great back half and can't get the front half. Just gotta get the power, you know. You gotta learn to control the power, man. We're on it's about 13th run on the 4-valve. That's including dyno. So it's like we gotta keep testing, you know.
See if they can put the package together. Here we go, final session. Still awfully weird to see Andrew and Eddie in street clothes. Look for that to change soon as they are expected to be back this season.
360 wraps Chevrolet Quadra. And Fernando is not yet, like Erica a few minutes ago, really doesn't have any kind of a run down the ring. 7-2-5 for Fernando Quadra. 6-point Sloughlin got bumped out, got right back in. He is now 14. Fernando Quadra.
Angelle's taking my job. You better watch out. You're good at that.
He does not make it. 6
I gotta find my AirPod case.
199 miles an hour. Disappointment down there for the ARC Engines E-Car Mover team. Koretsky, 6 at 205 miles per hour.
Not good news for the motorcycle class either. It's really windy up here, really picking up right when their class hits the starting line. Scotty gets the best number, 694, but again, guys, this wind really picking up. Clearly having an effect on ETs. .689, Matt Smith. Nice run for Steve Johnson, too. Steve Johnson gets in there with a 693. Looks like it's going to be an early finish for qualifying as we get ready for eliminations. And hey, that's not a bad thing because I might have to stop down. Actually, I will stop down to the MGM book. Made a little bet on the Pittsburgh Steelers over 9.5 wins. Get to collect on that one. Thank you, guys. They got 12. A little disappointing in the playoffs, but winner, winner, chicken dinner on the MGM ticket. Digesting some data back here with Mr. Gary Stoffer, Mr. Fred Camarena. And guys, a lot of people don't know this. You do have to pay for this data, don't you?
Sir. Nothing's free.
$30.
Yes.
Did it used to be free way back when?
I honestly, I don't really remember.
Not since I've been out here, and that's been 2002, but he's been out here since
99. And
when they invented dirt.
Well, hey, congratulations. You get 11th, as Gary just said. That's two number ones.
Yes. Yeah, we're all happy. We're all good. We're in the field somewhere. New day tomorrow. You
guys like the 4-wide concept?
It's all right. I mean, when I did it, I just wanted to do it to say I did it. And so we run it. Is it traditional drag racing? Not really, but it's all right. 4 once a year. Mix it up a little bit.
See if Freddie can get a big win tomorrow. See if Karen Stoffer can do the same. Remember, this is a new setup for Jerry Savoie, and he was complaining that he couldn't see the shift light on the way down the track. Guys, the way it works in Pro Stock Motorcycle, milliseconds will determine whether or not you hit your shift or miss your shift. So that shift light has got to be clearly visible for Jerry. He's making sure right now that it is. All right, very appropriate. We're here at the Denso 4-wide Nationals and number 1 and number 2 qualifier, Matt, Angie Smith. Matt, you are red hot. You build off your win in Gainesville with the yellow hat. How'd you do it here this weekend?
Just fresh Iridium plugs. Fresh Denso Iridium plugs in there.
I see
and, you know, they give you a little something. So if you don't have many drag bikes out there, you better go get them because they're definitely worth something.
It's a Denso plug. Get it? Well-deserved plug. Angie, you're really flying this weekend. A 90 yesterday. Tell me about it.
We made a good run. It could have been a little better, but somebody else was running the bike. It wasn't me, it was my imposter. I made a rider error, and I'll say that. I probably could have been number 1, but you know, we're human, we can't be perfect. He probably would have went out there and went at 88, but it didn't. It went at 90, so I'm number 2, so I guess it was meant for me to be number 2. So we made a good run, and I think tomorrow will be all right. The only thing that's different about this race is there's always one lane that you don't get a run in, with us only getting 3 qualifying passes. But the good side of that is I made a lot of runs here in the Vegas fall race. I made a lot of runs in lane 2. So
I have data that I can go back and look at if I'm stuck in lane 2.
The neat thing about this, we have an MSR bike in each bracket. So yes. As long as each MSR bike puts on a win light or a second runner-up in each quad tomorrow, we could have 4 bikes in the final quad. So that would be
could have an all MSR final.
Now, I imagine if that happens, Lisa from Denso is just going to be doing cartwheels. If it's...
I mean, I think she would. Somebody's just going to roll the cooler up to the starting line.
Well, you might have guessed from my winning ticket, I'm from Pittsburgh originally. Look, we got Pittsburgh representing out in Vegas. Nice hat and shirt. Go Pirates. You from Pittsburgh? Yeah, there we go. Set of stickers. What's your name?
Eddie Reed.
Wait a minute, are you bagger standout, fast bagger racer Eddie Reed?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Do you watch Cycle Drag?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Number one.
And a 692 on the racetrack.
Well, Angelle just flexed her muscles big time. Low elapsed time of the event on race day. They nailed the tune-up 688. Suzuki to the front for now. Oehler and Smith advanced. Clontz had problems. They had to wait on the line for a long time. Kudos to Ryan and Angie for keeping their concentration. Chip and Steve Johnson going on. Fred Camarena unfortunately had problems. The 4 wides can get confusing, especially when instead of quads, you're dealing with 3 bikes at a time. 3 bikes go down, only 2 advance. Oh, the dogfight is on by 1,000th. Matt Smith just one-upped Angelle, 688 for Smith. Boy, we got a battle. Unfortunately, Karen went red for her, but Cory Reed and Matt Smith going on. What's different about the 4 wides too, guys, is it's a tight turnaround because they run the cars so quickly. The announcer, Alan Reinhardt, just said less than 40 minutes away from the next round of Top Fuel. This is a great thing for the sport if you ask me. You know, I'm a diehard. If you're watching this channel, you might be a diehard. We'll be here all weekend, but when Major League Baseball says games are too long at 3 hours, shortening anything in our ADD world is good in my opinion.
Matt Hagan, the reigning champion World Drag Racing.
And time is of the essence for Flying Ryan Oehler. They had to change engines. Flying Ryan said his engine was not oiling properly. They made the switch, but they got to hurry up. We got bikes in the lanes already. Ryan just went to get dressed. He said, hey, we got to make sure this thing fires up before we take it to the lanes. They're going to try to fire it before they take it up. This could be stressful with a tight turn. Alan Reinhardt just said Pro Stock is under the arch. That means they have 2 pairs, and then it's Pro Stock motorcycle time. They gotta hustle.
Turn right. do not have lane choice, so you're going to have to talk to somebody, see where we're at. Angie, Kim, Ellis, or Steve?
We're in the second quad.
Grab my jacket, my helmet right there. You got to get a rag for the front tire. There's oil in the front tire.
Did it, guys.
Pro Stock Motorcycle world.
Boy, I know Flying Ryan's glad to have you, brother.
Man,
good luck. Be careful. Guys, that's what we do on this channel. That's some inside ball game for you. Some stuff that most will never see. The frantic fire drill that happens to try to get your motorcycle to the lanes on time. Sometimes it can be incredibly stressful. And then you saw where the Pro Stock motorcycles are positioned. When you come out, you have to be careful you don't get hit with a funny car. Every time one of the Pro Stock motorcycles rolled out, the crewman always says, hey, watch out for those funny cars. You don't want a head-on collision while you're trying to rush to the lanes. But congratulations, Team Flying Ryan gets it done. Now the question is, can they really make it pay off with a win and a trip to the final? Let's find out. Here we go. It'll be Ellis, Oehler, Johnson, Angie Smith. Oh, number 2 qualifier, Angie Smith slows. Steve Johnson steps up to a 693, and check it out, guys. Hard work pays off, 698. Flying Ryan Oehler is going to his 2nd consecutive final. They made it. They're going on. We'll see what happens next. We got Scotty Pollacheck, Cory Reed, Matt Smith, Angelle Sampey. This should be another thriller. Stunning. Problems Angelle. Problems Matt Smith. The 688 bikes are out of here. Reed and Pollacheck going on. I told you, you never know what's going to happen in Pro Stock Motorcycle, especially when we get into this crazy 4-wide format. That is it. Matt Smith, Angelle on the trailer. It's crazy, it's unpredictable. You know, not all the racers love this 4-wide format. Remember, if it was just one-on-one, if it was Angelle and Matt Smith, somebody would have to advance, but not the case here. You bring 4 up, 2 go on, 2 go home. Angelle, it looked like, got a little close to the center line and decided to shut it off, and Matt slows down to a 707. Very unpredictable, but congratulations. And there's no rest for the weary either. They are right back at it, wrenching away to get ready for that upcoming final. Quick turn here.
Still on that side.
I got him out. Not running the valve.
You see NHRA's here on the scooter. They just said they got to be in the water in 15 minutes. It never ends, guys, especially with this 4-wide format.
Just a little 90-degree hit and pick tools.
And guys, Cory Reed back there, he's listening to some music, he's getting in the zone. This is career final number 2 for him, and the first with his brand new team. This is a big, big moment for him. He would be ecstatic if he could pull off a win. And remember, this bike was built over the off-season by Vance and Hines. It's brand new everything, a new Hayabusa body, and a 4-valve engine. You can see Eddie Krawick's over here making sure everything's okay. Guys, you remember yesterday, everything was going the way of Team Denso. They were hoping for an all Denso final. We'll try to figure out what happened to Matt and Angie later on. But as for now, they are focused on Scotty Pollacheck and making sure he gets the win here. So we're down to 2 Suzukis, 2 V-twins. Great parity, great brand rivalry. And how about the veteran, Steve Johnson? This is the second consecutive race that he makes it down to the Final Four. Remember, Steve, the longtime Vance and Hines customer, went his own way. His sponsor told him, I'd like you to do your own motor program. And because of that, he's working with a Mitch Brown monster head, help from a lot of talented people, but it's working out for Steve Johnson with the new 4-valve. Steve's in there looking over data, trying to put in the perfect tune-up for this machine to lead him to victory. We're set for an epic final, guys. 4 wides. Hope you're enjoying it. If you are, let me know down below. If you have any questions about Pro Stock Motorcycle, be sure to ask those. We get a lot of experts on here watching, and they can answer them even better than me. This is going to be awesome. We're here to bring you the final, bringing the final to you. We got a last minute lane swap here. Steve Johnson took lane 2. They're heading up right now.
We are staged and set. A final.
They did it! They did it! Flying Ryan Oehler takes the win. Runner-up, Cory Reed.
By 1/100th of a second.
Steve's bike died as soon as he let the clutch out. We'll go back to the pits and get an update for you on that.
And then run 6.9.
And Scotty Pollacheck went red. Congratulations. Flying Ryan Oehler. We're meeting people up in the stands. What's your name, sir?
Scott Kelly.
Where are you from?
Salt Lake City, originally Kansas City.
You watch Cycle Drag?
Oh, I love watching
You're the
Cycle
man.
Drag.
I got something for you. He found me in the stands. There you go,
buddy. It's going on my bike.
Thanks so much.
I got a bagger. I may have to start racing.
If you got a bagger, you need a pair. I wasn't sure if it was just for the toolbox or the bike.
I don't tag anybody on my bike, but now I'm gonna have to tag you guys.
We love meeting the people that watch. Thanks so much.
You keep me in tune with the drag guys, and I'm a big Spider-Man fan if you're watching. Love you much.
You know it, Cycle Drag.
You did it.
What do you think about that? Low ET, the final lap with an 02 and the best 60 foot of the weekend. I think we might have had to sort something out.
Oh, you're crushing me. What do you think, huh? Yeah, I know. What do you think, huh?
You didn't even see the slip? Thanks, man.
02, 106, 91.
Way to go, Ryan.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
Happy for you.
Thank you. Hey, we changing it?
Jack Daniels.
Bam! Bam!
Bam!
How good is that? Flying so excited he's going up to the tower. I don't know that they're doing anything up there though with the new COVID era. We'll see.
Is this media? Hello. Holy cow. What is happening? No, I put the rear pads in that were a wrong compound, and then the front had rope orders. Alcohol at the end of the track. Yay! I drank as pushing down the...
Well, guys, as I suspected, due to the COVID era, there's no post-race press conference up in the tower. But, hey, Ryan deserves a trip up anyways. Great job by him. Well, one man has rightfully earned his way up to the tower here in Las Vegas. Look at that. Wally and all his friends. He came up here, unfortunately, COVID era, no post-race press conference. But we promised you we're going to give you the cycle.
We're in a better spot. We're in the trophy case in the tower. We're in the top spot. We had the low ET of our team for the weekend. We had an 02 light in the final. We had the best 60 foot of our team in the final. We had to change motors after round 1. We went in the sand. We went, the guy at the end track said, from a can't stop to the backdrop. That's your hashtag or your line for the weekend, and that's where we put it. So we finished up in the top spot. what else can you say?
You overcame an awful lot of adversity, and what I want to go back to is right before round number 2. The cameras captured it. I was there watching your guys thrash. We heard Alan Reinhardt say, Pro Stock cars under the arch. You guys are still buttoning that thing up.
Yeah, buttoning it up, and there's a lot of little details on our bike. I mean, some teams maybe a little bit more polished on their entire operation. Ours, everything has to be exactly perfect. So as soon as we put all the body work on, I was a little nervous at that point because the cable, throttle cable is something you got to pay close attention to. We put all on there. As soon as we fired up, throttle's out of whack. It's trying to open one of the throttle blades because it's got pressure on the cable. Rip it all back off, rip all the tape off, fix that, cut a zip tie, loosen some tension on the cable. It sounded great, bam, send it. So we get up to the line, we got to do a little bit of maintenance up actually in the staging lanes just to be ready. And hey, but obviously, you know, pressure's not a huge deal for me. I love it. You know, you got to feed off of it, you know, and that's where we're at. So we 0-2.
0-2 in the final? What was the late? Double 0-2.
No, just 0-2.
0-2.
Conservative.
Okay. Ryan, I had to bring you back in here. Could you please say that one more time?
If you dream it, it can happen. You can do it. I'm telling you. If I can do it, you can do it. Bring it.
Congratulations, man. What a story. Guys, and that's what it's all about. That's what this channel is about, inspiration. We're not just talking about motorcycle drag racing. Whatever struggles you're fighting in life, whether it be a relationship, financial struggles, your job, competition, anything, health struggles. Guys, if you find entertainment in this outlet, we want you to know, dreams come true. Keep fighting, keep believing, keep your faith. We're here with you. Well, as you can tell, it's a little windy. That's what Angelle had to contend with all weekend. Angelle, another great weekend for you, a 688 in round 1. Unfortunately, round 2 headed for the center line. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, I just didn't correct it soon enough. I'm still learning this motorcycle. We had a super strong headwind. My bike seems to really cut into that wind and not the way I would like it to. I guess it was like driving into it in the right direction, the direction towards the center of the track, and I wanted to go down the center of the 2 lanes, and I wanted to go down the center of my lane. I started driving to the right. I was a little late on the correction, and when that happens for me, being so little and the bike being so heavy, the later I wait to correct, the harder it is, and it started driving to the right. I just couldn't fix it. I hit the cones in Gainesville in testing. My left foot is still hurting from that. I considered trying to make it to the finish line, but then I thought, that's just stupid. I want to race in Atlanta. I want to protect my Fancy Nights motorcycle. So I decided that rolling off the throttle and saving it for next race is the best thing to do. And unfortunately, I had to give up the win for it, but that's racing.
Scotty, there was a ton of optimism. Qualifying just went picture perfect for you guys. Yep. And then your team ran into a little bit of trouble, but you were the lone survivor. You made it all the way out there till the final. Tell me about that final round.
You know, we kind of screwed it all up. It's supposed to be an all MSR final with Denzo and Strut Masters and everybody, but it didn't quite work out that way. We ended up in the final, and I did a horrible job on the tree in red lit. I guess I wanted that Denzo trophy too bad, but you know, all in all, it was still a good weekend. You know, the bike ran good all weekend. We didn't hurt anything. You know, can't say enough about the team, and you know, Lisa from Denzo is so great to us, and you know, a great event here at Las Vegas. You know, with the Denzo Full White Nationals and Strut Masters, you know, sticking with us and helping us out. But you know, Michael Ray's my man. He worked on the bike all weekend flawlessly. You know, my wife was here supporting me, cheering me on. Matt and Angie did a great job. The whole rest of the team, you know, all the bikes ran really good here. Chip Ellis came and rode with us, and he was a star. So all in all, it was a good weekend.
Be careful! What a difference a day makes. Tough break over here for the defending champion, Matt Smith. Matt, we talked yesterday. Everything was going your way. And even after round 1, it seemed like everything was going your way. Something happened in round 2. Fill us in.
Yeah, I can't put my finger on it, what happened to Chip and Angie, you know, in the first quad there. Second round, her bike didn't shift and Chip's bogged real bad. You know, those 2 bikes should have won that round. And then I just screwed up. You know, I surged when the tree come down, but I didn't let the clutch go. My brain quit working, and just a mistake, rider mistake. So we're all human, and everybody knows we got a fast bike, and we'll come back to Atlanta and be fast, and we'll see if we can win it there.
Did that mistake have anything to do with the 4-wide format? Sometimes riders talk about how that throws them off a little bit.
No, it had nothing to do with it. It was just a mistake. I typically do it maybe 1 time a year, Sometimes I don't do it at all, but sometimes it happens. And like I said, I surged when I let the clutch go to throw weight forward on the bike. And I surged, but I didn't let the clutch go, and it didn't go nowhere. And that's why my reaction time was bad. And then when I did let my clutch go, then it popped me and had a bad 60. And I put it in 4th gear, and I saw everybody out in front of me, and I just shoved the clutch in. And I said, I'm not catching them. I'm using some waste and everything.
Well, you're still up there in the points thanks to your win in Gainesville. Great performance. You know, we touched a little bit on rules. How are you feeling about the rules? You still feel strongly that maybe they need some tweaks, or you think they're okay?
No, I still think they need some. I mean, the Suzukis didn't show their hands this weekend. They didn't get a tune-up out here. Angelle went 88 first round. I made a killer pass, went 88.8, and I pimped her by 1,000ths. So they just didn't have a tune-up getting the bike to run down the back. And we all know that bike, it went 200 at Gainesville. There's no reason it shouldn't go 196 here, you know, like I was. So, yeah, they still got more power than everybody else, and they all know it. They just didn't do their job, and I didn't do my job second round, so I can't fault anybody. But we'll see. We'll still run as hard as we can, and they want to sandbag, let them sandbag. But I'm gonna try to win as many races as I can right now.
Is there any concern amongst the class? Because I was asking some of my historians, when's the last time we only had 12 bikes in round 1? And I'm going to preface that by saying I don't think that's an epidemic within the class. I think it was just kind of the perfect storm with Joey out, Chris Bostic out, Gianna has COVID, Eddie and Andrew are parked. But a lot of people have also talked about how tough it is to make this Vegas run from the East Coast for one race. So a lot of people stayed back. Are you guys concerned about that at all, or you think Atlanta will be back to full healthy field?
Well, I have to say it's NHRA's fault. I tried explaining that to Ned and Tim White and all of them that did our schedule. I told them in the history of Pro Stock Motorcycle, the bikes have never gone to California 3 times in 1 year. And for us to have to do it this time in a pandemic, getting paid less money and everything like it is, we shouldn't be out here. And, you know, I tried to tell them that. So we're going to have a short field. They said, oh, no, the West Coast bikes will come. I said, okay, we'll see. We had 1 West Coast bike show up. I mean,
Freddie.
So, you know, if they want us to have short fields, you know, it makes us look bad, but it makes NHRA look bad too. So we tried to explain it to them. If they don't want to listen to us, listen to our class, and then they do what they want to do. But, you know, and then again, you had Joey and Chris Bostic and, you know, David Barron wrecked, but David tried to come out here and ride, and you know, I don't know why he didn't come out today and ride, but simple fact is, I'm gonna blame them for it. I'm gonna blame NHRA for it, because we told them this was gonna happen. And now I'm hearing rumor that we're going to have to go to California 4 times this year, because now I'm hearing that we're gonna go to Pomona before Denver. So we got to go all the way from East Coast to Pomona, back to Denver, back to Sonoma, which makes no sense whatsoever. So I think it's bad decisions on their part, and they need to figure out a way to do it to make it economical for the racers, especially when they're not paying us the purses we should be getting paid. They have Camping World for a sponsor. No reason we shouldn't be getting paid what we're supposed to get paid.
We got to give people a little bit of insight, because this is amazing, where I just went coast to coast with a pickup truck and a 6x12, and it kicked my butt and took me a long time. Chip's telling me you guys didn't even leave the shop till Tuesday. Is that right? North Carolina, you left?
We left Monday evening, and we were here Tuesday night.
That's amazing. How do you get that
well,
done?
We planned it. Me and Angie planned it to try to see how we felt to get out here to make this run to go back home to try to get to Maryland for the XDA race.
Right.
And I told her we'll know more Monday night. We're gonna leave here tonight and try to drive as long as we can, and then all day Monday and see where it's at. But just the trip from North Carolina to Vegas cost my truck, and I have a Mercedes engine in my truck, and it probably gets the best gas mileage of all of them out here. And it cost me right at $1,700 one way.
Wow.
Just in fuel.
Wow.
So when you grand scheme of things, to go out here and back, it's $3,400 just to go out and back.
Go out and back.
So, and to get paid less money, it hurts us, and that's what we try to explain it to them, and them guys fly in and fly out, so they don't mind.
Angie, be careful. motorcycle drag universe, you know this handsome man. He's a 3-time AMA Pro Star champion, a 7-time NHRA winner, and surprise, surprise, with 190 hookup and Matt Smith Racing, he's here this weekend in Vegas. Great to see the Tater Chip back. Chip, how much fun did you have this weekend?
Man, I had a lot of fun, and I appreciate the opportunity that Matt and Angie gave me here with the Denso Racing team and Rob Bush at 190hookup.com. Don't call him now. He said don't call him. Go to the website and order the parts. Okay. Don't call. I'll give y'all a cell number though if y'all need it.
Rob, I need a chain and sprocket for my Hayabusa. We'll be in touch. It's 190hookup.com. So anyways, Chip, how long has it been since your last NHRA race?
I want to say 2018 when I rode the Vance and Hines Harley Davidson B-Rods. Or not B-Rods, I guess street rods, whatever they are.
I remember that well. That was in Pomona at the finals.
Yep.
Any rust at all? Or did you just take to this bike immediately?
Well, it was funny because on the way to the airport, Mackenzie took me to the airport, my daughter, and she's like, Dad, are you nervous? And I was like, no, actually, I feel really good. And I made good laps. I feel like I rode good. I cut good lights. We just missed the clutch a little bit in the second round, and it bogged. But man, you know, to come out here after not riding for a couple years and being able to just get right back on and never miss a lick, it was pretty self-satisfying.
Angie, everything was going so well for your team in qualifying. First round looked promising, but something happened second round. Tell me about it.
It didn't shift second round. I had to hit the button 4 times actually for it to finally go into gear, and it actually didn't shift first round, but it seemed like it just deadheaded because I shifted on time. It just didn't come back. Transmission felt fine in the bike, but we didn't pull it because it felt fine. Which hindsight's 2020, we probably should have pulled it, but second round it went out there and it finally went on the 4th time, but you know, I was a sitting duck at that point.
You and Matt are road warriors. I gotta ask you this, what's your trick to pass the time? Any games, any...
Wait. I don't pass the time, I drive.
That's right, you're one of the... Because you have a CDL?
No, I don't have a CDL.
But you don't need a CDL.
We don't have to have a CDL.
Let's take a look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a motorhome, that's awesome.
I don't drive in I'll drive on the highway, and you know, if I have to turn in the truck stop, I can do all that, you know, and I'm not backing it and I'm not parking it here, but you know, it gives him a break. I'll drive 3 or 4 hours, and then it gives him a break to take a little nap and get rejuvenated.
Is it just you two?
It's just me.
What husband and wife bonding, huh? How about that?
It is.
I'm sure there may be some...
A lot of road stories.
A lot of road stories, maybe some tense moments, a lot of time to talk about the tune-up. Like I said, guys, too, there's a lot of less glamorous aspects of this sport that nobody really sees. They're tearing down right now. It's hours after the race. Angie just told you, it's only her and Matt. I didn't even know Angie drove. I just assumed I didn't know she had a CDL. She didn't have to have a CDL to drive this. It's smart. They got a vehicle where you don't need one. So kudos to Angie for driving this big old thing. But amazing, guys, amazing. The amount of hours on the road, and they're talking about being home in record time and then going to another race. It's pretty staggering. Guys, we're wrapping up the 4 wides. Take a look at the motorcycle drag racing, shall I say, stalwarts, studs. These guys go way back. We got Gary Stoffer, we got Harv, we got Fast Freddy. Guys, I'll start with Gary here. Gary, how'd your 4 wide weekend go?
It went okay. Could have been better. Started out a little slow. She made a good hit. First round just came up a little bit red.
A little bit red.
End of our day.
Apologize for that. We know White Alligator Racing Team, a lot of exciting things over there. Brand new Hayabusa body. Jerry was looking good, laid down some good laps. How'd everything go with White Alligator Racing this week?
Not what we expected. We're working on some things, and we're going to improve our performance level and do well in the future.
When are we going to see Harv back in an SDBA race? That's my question.
Montgomery.
Montgomery. Can't wait, guys. And then we got to talk to the California kid himself. Not a kid anymore, though. Been out here since 1999. Fast Freddy. Congratulations. You get in the show, man.
Right.
And we knew with this amount of bikes, you would get in the show. Take me through your weekend.
Actually, our weekend was all good. I mean, we're not disappointed. We made 3, 4 good hits. Went down the track every time.
Guys, sometimes it's about persistence and wherewithal. A much-deserved runner-up drink for this guy because Cory Reed, we are exactly 2,063 miles away from Richmond, Virginia, here in Vegas. And after the horrible, devastating test session you had where Joey Gladstone got injured, Chris Bostic got injured, David Barron got injured. We all assumed, I was talking to my good buddy Larry McBride, we just assumed Reed Motorsports would be out for Vegas.
And
you show up?
I would have been out, trust me on that, if and only if Joey Gladstone said, hey, if you don't go, I'll be mad at you. He told me that, and I was like, I know. So I said, it's hard to leave my boy behind, you know.
Well,
you know, it's a weird feeling being here without my best buddy, and like, unfortunately, but fortunately, we had like a terrible qualifying session and successful Sunday. I wish I could have got the trophy to take home to him, but then again, it would have kind of sucked to win if he's not here.
Well, I'm sure he's incredibly proud of you, and those runner-up positions are not easy to get. This is runner-up number 2 for you.
Number 2, number 3 for the team, and I mean, we'll start clicking them off. I think the new program that we have going is it's going in the right direction. It's not great yet, but I mean, it's a great start, but it is not great in a sense of you're not going to just run people down and stuff like that. We made a lot of gains this weekend with clutch setup, reaction time. I mean, all 3 of my qualifying rounds were dog shit. I was disappointed. I was not a happy camper each night. And they were slow. And on top of that, I was going like 197 off the tree. I was like, man, that's not me. That's not our team. That's not a representation of what we have in this camp. And me, Justin Collier, and Cecil, and Block, and Big C, we all studied the bike really, really hard.
You guys have a lot of pizzazz and a lot of courage, but you also have a lot of brains because you made a great recommendation to David Barron today where he just wasn't right from his accident, and you told him, look.
He made that call himself, but I told him I don't blame him at all. And look, there's no reason to push things. You got time and time again. We can keep going. We can move forward. If you're not hurt and you're safe, things happen. Stuff happens fast out here too when you're going 200 or you're pushing the limit like that. Stuff grab you. And it's better for him to be 100% comfortable. He came in this morning and said he's like, I'm like 80%.
Gotcha.
And I looked at him and said, dude, it's your call, man. Like, do what you want to do. And he's like, I don't think I'm going to do it. It's going to be you today. And I mean, unfortunately, I wish he would have. I wish he would have even just went up there on stage because, hey, you never know. Somebody might have red lit. He might have got a round win. He might get some points. You know what it is. So no, we're going to go back home. We're going to get his bike completely back to 100%. It's not. The bike was probably 90% this weekend.
Got you.
I mean, I'm out in a belly pin when we got here Thursday morning. I had to do that in a couple hours, and it's so on and so forth. It's a snowball effect. That's all.
I think you earned this because she said, "Hey, what's with the broccoli emoji?" I said, "You understand. Steve loves broccoli. You earned this broccoli, that's for sure. Congratulations. Take me through what was a wild weekend for you."
It was a wild weekend, and I simply started. We're trying to develop the 4-valve engine like anybody else, and you learn and learn and learn. It's so exciting because it's gonna spread out to the sportsman guys, and it's a dependable package. The Vance & Hines is a dependable package, but it's new technology. We use electrons because it's economical and they work awesome. So people can go out and buy this stuff, and that's what we love so much about our industry is we're not the long lost engine builder from the world, as opposed as to Matt is, but at the end of the day, we're having a lot of fun and we're learning this. It was a bummer. We broke something on the motorcycle, not on the engine in the final, but it was a great weekend. And COVID is really got the West Coast in lockdown. So to come out to Las Vegas and be able to pull off an event was really, really cool.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You've always been such a great advocate of this category. I had a trivia question I was asking everybody. I don't know if we've ever had only 12 in round 1. Is that something you're concerned about, or you think that's just a one-off anomaly because of all the crazy stuff that's gone on here in the class?
We've had, we have Pro 2, and that was an extension of Pro, and it's just the business side of racing. I know, I think Boo Brown or somebody out there is trying to put together some thoughts about how to be marketing, how to promote marketing with motorcycle drag racing. But from Pro 2, we looked at that, and we always got on the phone and called people. Sure, we're concerned about 12. We've never had 12, but with the accidents that we had and driving 3,000 miles out to the West Coast for one race is really, really challenging on a lot of people. Mac Rack and Chris at Superior and even Tony Toll, Kenny, and all our sponsors, they wanted us to come out here. They want us to do good. So Jock and I drove out here with Jock, so I'm a fly guy, you know, but we stayed and tested, or we tested in Tulsa, so a lot of information. At the end of the day, what really made this event cool is the CEO from the special care unit that took care of Jock. His unit, the CEO came out to the drag races.
That's great.
So introduce him and his gal to NHRA and the staff, and really coordinate a great thing. This is what motorsports is doing in COVID, and this is what the hospitals are doing to try to learn and to advocate better health. So as we're here talking without masks, but you know, with the vaccine and things, I think we're getting a lot safer. But it's just cool. You can go to a race and you lose or you win, but this one we feel like we still won because the CEO from Alabama and this UAB and the special care unit came out here and got to see drag racing. So he got to see Jock, he got to see his protege, so to speak, his trophy working, and that was really a nice thing.
You know, it puts everything in perspective and really hits close to home when you think 1 year ago we were just beginning that journey where Jock would fight for his life and tragically we would lose his mother, God bless. But now you guys are back and you guys are turning on win lights and we're back to doing what we love. It's got to just be a special feeling.
We're going to do we really want to do something to show our team. I feel like I've been always undercover a little bit, and just because I'm busy, but and used to do all the marketing and stuff, but now I think we're going to try to market a little bit, show our shop, show what we have. Been 20 years in our shop, and feel like I've given a good part of my life, 30-something years to the sport, and I want people to see that. So there's a lot of people out. There's so many different ways to get sponsors, and you and I covered that a little bit. I left out a lot of things, but and I'd love to continue that conversation because there are so many things that we can learn. But as this chops up and gets in the edit room, always remember, try to pick something else besides winning the race to have a successful weekend at the drag races. See a friend, tell somebody you love them, get an oximeter, whatever it may be. But always put a smile on and inspire, don't judge.
See, it's about much more than racing on this channel. It's about life as well. So there you go, guys. Another one in the books. Round 2 of the 2021 NHRA campaign. We knew we would see some unpredictable happenings when you come to the 4-wide race, and this one lived up to the hype. It did not disappoint. Congratulations to flying Ryan Oehler for the Suzuki V-Twin rivalry. That's 2 in a row for the V-Twins. We'll see if the Suzukis can step up. Certainly hope you enjoyed all the inside information. There's much more coming, guys. If you like that video, here's another one for you. Make sure to subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend. The Intimidator's back there. Shout out to the one and only Dale Earnhardt. Love him. And you know, if there's anything fast motorcycles involved, we are in. Cycle Drag rolls on.